So basically, this is the data we have. We have age, anemia, creatine, diabetes, and all this information, and we need to predict whether the patient is going to death or he is going to alive. So because it is going to be the death or alive 1 and 0, this problem becoming classification problem. Okay. Now let's go to the code and quickly see how we can do it. So what we are trying to do is basically first first we will first we will import the files తీసుకెళ్ళమ్మా రేపడం వెళ్ళండి so తీసుకెళ్ళిగో and then we will read the data is that in CSV. So if you have 299 people are there, 13 columns are there. If you see the D types, this is the data types, the float and all those types, and we are seeing for is there any missing values or not. So this is the data types we are seeing, is there any missing values or not. This is the data type. We are seeing the head of the data. So if you see the missing value, we don't have any missing value. In case of any missing value, we will replace either mean for continuous variables and median for categorical variables. Then what we are trying to do is basically, as there is no missing values, this is no missing value because this slide. Now what we are trying to do, we are seeing what is the percentage of people who are death or not death from the dependent variable. That's what we are taking this chart, and we'll also the proportion of the people. So out of 299 people, 203 people are not dead, 96 people are dead. And if you see the proportions, we have 67 and 32 proportion are there. And in order to see the descriptive statistics, we will use the data.describe. It will give the descriptive statistics for all the continuous variables like mean, median, standard deviation, minimum 50%, 75%, etc., etc. Then we will try to see the categorical, these skewness and kurtosis also we can calculate for age. And now let's see, is there any outliers in the age or not? For that we will do the box plot. If you see there is no outliers. And similarly, if I say creatine, phosphorus intake, there are outliers. The outliers are more than upper whisker. So we need to remove these outliers. How do we remove these outliers? We'll use the capping method and remove it. Similarly, next variables we will do, and similarly platelets also we will do. Now we have seen some of the outliers are there. Now we will remove these outliers by using quantile concept. If any outlier which is greater than 95th percentile or quantile, we'll put them into 95th at top side. Any variable which is at bottom 5th percentile, we'll put it at the 5th percentile. That's what we'll do. And after doing that, if you see there is no outliers, that's how we remove outliers. Ejection also we have removed outliers, and here also we removed outliers. And then once we remove the outliers, we try to find the relationship all the continuous variables by using the correlation. This is the correlation, and same thing map we will see by using correlation map. This will give the relationship among the independent variables. Now you want to find the interrelationship between independent and dependent variables. So here our problem is the classification problem. So hence our dependent variable is categorical variable, and our independent variables could be the mix of both the dependent, continuous and categorical variable. If both are categorical variable, we will do the chi-square test, and the one independent, one categorical, one continuous table, we will do the t-test. That's what we are doing for all the variable. So diabetes versus death rate, we are doing chi-square test, and the chi-square is insignificant. That means there is no relationship between diabetic and death. And similarly, if you see the blood pressure is also not coming as a significant. And if you see next one is basically age. So when it comes to age, is the continuous independent variable, dependent is categorical variable. We will do the t-test. If you see the t-test, age has some kind of significance with the death. Similarly, creatine, phosphorus intake, with the death there is significant. Then ejection, all, that's how we will check all the relationship between independent and dependent variables. Okay, that's what we'll see all the p-values. And once we do this, then what we need to do, this is what our final data. Now what we will do, now we need to create independent and independent variable. What is our dependent variable? Depth. So rest all going to be the independent variable. So this is what our independent variable x, and the dependent variable is the death of event or not. Then what we do is basically, before building the model, we need to train and test the model for the validation. That's why we are creating 80% as train data and 20% as test data. That's what we are doing here, train and test data, and similarly y train and y test data. Now because this is the classification model, no, but we discussed, if the independent variables are in the different units, we need to standardize them. So that's what I am doing. Standardizing I am doing here, both train and test data. Once we do the standardization, now we need to run the classification techniques. Because it's the classification technique, the method is the accuracy, and we are using tenfold validation and using all the classification models like such as logistic regression, linear discriminant analysis, k-nearest neighborhood, cart navigation, support vector missions, add boost, and the random forest. All the techniques what we discussed, we are running this all these models. And then what we are doing is basically we are seeing their accuracies on the test data, and this is what different models on logistic regression 84, LDA 84. This is what we are doing, and random forest is really given 84. So if you see all the models, and random forest is it fairly giving good measure. But the problem is now we have so many variables, so we can't use all the variables in the logistic regression. So what we are doing is now we are building a random forest technique. We discussed that random forest is a bagging technique which can help to find the significant variables in the model by finding the variable importance. That's what we are doing is we are building a random forest classifier. When we are building the random forest classifier also, we are basically hyperparameter tuning we are doing, because every model comes with a default parameter setting. Now we need to find the optimal parameter setting. For that we have a concept of hyperparameter tuning. For that I am giving all the parameters and running the random forest and asking system to give the best parameters by doing the grid search. That's what it does. After doing grid search, so this will give the best parameter configuration. Let's see that how it will give. So it will take some time basically. So then the best parameters will be what? Your best parameters will be the bootstrap false, criterion tree, Guinea, max features to 300. We use these, actually it comes as false actually. Keep on changing, these will change. So I will change this, and I found accuracy on that, because we got training accuracy 100, and but we are not interested to use random forest. Our aim is to find the variable importance. So that's what we are using, variable importance. Then once we do the variable importance, our aim is to find the key variables. That's what key variables we are finding. So this is what the order of the key variables. ఒక 2 minutes లో కాల్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తాం. So this is the key variables. So our aim is not building the random forest. We will use the key variables from the random forest, use those variables for the logistic regression. So these are the key variables we found: time, serum, criteria, rejection fraction, age, and creatinine. These 5 variables will take, and then we will build top on it. We will build the logistic regression. So after building logistic regression, we are able to build a model of how much, after doing, it's running up. So after doing logistic regression, we got train accuracy as 86%, test accuracy is 80%. There is not much difference between training and testing, so we can use this model. Clear? So what I will do right now is basically I will send this as a HTML file. You can use this HTML file, and I will also give another last year students ka thesis where they have written for the diabetes classification. Instead of diabetes, you place death and use this thing. So let me summarize your project. You have to predict whether the particular patient is dead or not. Based on the criteria, you just read the data, and you check for the missing values, remove the outlier, then split the data, train and test, and build the classification models and see the accuracies with all the variables. But working with model with all the variables is not feasible. That's why you took the random forest. From the random forest, you took the key variables and build the logistic regression. And that logistic regression with few variables is really good in the good accuracies and training and testing data. Okay. So what I will do right now, there is a project is also there, one project. So I need to send the data for you guys. Yamma adhamainda?
Yes, sir.
So now I am sending the data, and I will go to downloads. I will say classification. This is what the model. I will say I will say classification. Then I will give the old thesis which they have written for. And final project, they have done some diabetes prediction. Yeah, predicting diabetes. So instead of diabetes, oh, they don't have given PDF. Oh my god. Or you can use any of these. Yeah. Liver disease also you can use it. Email classification ka you can use this instead of email classification. You can use as death. Use the same format. You just need to change the language and tables. Okay. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. Chalo, all the best. Do it now. Okay, with this I am done with all projects now.
Yes, sir.